Hello Capricorn, thank you for coming back. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. So, very strong card. In fact, you have a very strong chart this month. A lot going on. So, with this card coming in, your overall sort of influence, which it does come up in various aspects of your chart, is this card. So, this is a big sudden shift or change coming for you now. So normally with Uranus, it's like a bolt of lightning. Okay, it comes out of the blue, literally. So it can be an event or some sort of an occurrence, but it can also be a realization or an intuition, something like that. It can also be a discovery. It can also be a liberation from certain circumstances that have gone on in your life, and you're liberating, you get freed, you get popped out of that and into something else. And during that process, things may feel very uncomfortable for you. You will be out of your comfort zone, and there will be almost like chaos going on or upheaval or something going on until you get the hang of it and you work yourself forward. But as I said, discovery is also there. That maybe it could be just you discovering something in yourself or in your surroundings, or just perhaps you're busy with something and you discover a new path or a new way to do things and so on. So it's finding that inner genius, or you may see it in some way coming for you. This card is very much ruling advanced technology or technology upgrades of some kind. It's also space and science fiction and science in general. So, you know, your intuition is going to be very high at this time as well. Make full use of it. Or your intuition could be activated at this time as well. So any sort of technology that you have or you're involved in or you want to get involved in will be a new thing for you. This is the new coming in. This is advanced in some way. So whatever you have been using, an upgrade is likely, or some kind of shift forward. This card also covers all things unconventional and unusual. So whether this is people or places or things in your life, you could be interacting with that and it could be coming into your life in some way. Then in the first house, we have South Node, Life's Debts. So it's a very strong card to be having in your first house. It may very well be motivated by the 12th house, which has got Libra eye balance. You could have somebody coming into your life who is going to propel you to do certain things. Or it could be that when you do these things which are coming up for you in the first house, because this is very much a doing card, when you do these things that come up for you in the first house, it could very well bring this person into your life, or the other circumstances that come with that balance and partnership into your life. So it's one of the other. With South Node, Life's Debts, it's exactly that. This is about moving from an old way of doing things into the future. It's often a painful process because you literally, something in your life has to be cast off, or it's baggage that needs to be dropped. Anyway, it's a passing away of the old and the new coming in, which has been indicated by Uranus in any case. So this is endings and beginnings. It could be a loss of some kind and then a fresh start. Either way, you will be moving out of a rut. It's a turning point for you. So baggage and old issues that have been holding you back or holding you in a place must fall away in order to move you forward. This is required. It's a necessary thing to move you into your path. So prepare yourself for that, prepare for the shift or the change that is coming for you. You know, because it's your first house, it's going to be your physical body, yourself. How you are making your way in the world, whether it's personal independence. It's also what you project to others. So it's how you are perceived by others, what you are coming across in the world. It's also your personality, your characteristics. It's your self-oriented interests. It's actually your physical appearance as well, your physical body, your vitality, your life force, and so on. So this is a major shift, major turning point for you, but it's all to do with the self and your physical body and how you come across, how you appear in the world. And that is all going to get a very thorough overhaul right now. Then in the spilling over into your second house, we have your destiny. Second house is the house of your income, where your finance, where your money comes in, or your support or your abundance, where it comes from to you. And also it's the house of self-worth, your self-worth, and everything attached to that. And also your values, so what you value in yourself and what you value in others and what you value in your possessions. It's all forms of ownership fall into the second house. Land and property also, and real estate also fall into the second house. So usually it's money as in the form of income. So it could be very well that as the dominant theme, but it could be one of the other two themes as well. So with your destiny card, it is very much about that. So something that you perhaps have tried to avoid comes for you anyway. You are going to go on this path whether you feel that you're ready for it or not. You're going to be working through things on your own in this house, finding your own truth. You're going to be feeling different or out of step from others at this time. And what it does is it forces you to go inward to your core, to navigate through choppy waters, because there is going to be stress around with this card. There is going to be pressure, there is going to be frustration or restriction of some kind, or you're going to be pressured to go in a certain way, or you may not know exactly which way to go, but nonetheless you have to take steps. So the only way to navigate that is to go inward. So you may have no clear steps at this time. You're not going to receive advice or help, but it's entirely appropriate. Because your inner GPS already knows the way, it already knows what to do. So you literally have to tap into that incredible resource. Have trust that all will work out, because destiny is at play here. So where you go, how you go, and what is at the other end for you, it's all part of a process, it's all part of a journey, and destiny is guiding you at this time. And though the path may be unclear and you won't have that support, it is all about you strengthening yourself and finding purpose in what you are doing in this house. So finding purpose is very much attached to this card. Then in the third house we have Gemini, I think. So this is a communication card, and it's falling in its own house, which is the third house. The third house is all forms of communication. This is written, verbal, body language, anything online. It's also the house of contracts and documents of all kinds. You may be signing things, you may be doing something to do with documents. It's all forms of communication are governed by this card and in this house. So it's a double whammy. This is like huge, very, very important. So with Gemini coming in, it is the twins. So twins may be important for you in some way, or maybe you are a member of a twin relationship, or it's also, this is the Lover's card in the tarot. So you may be interacting with somebody who is a very important to you at this time, and that is indicated in the 12th house. So this is somebody very important. This is a very deep connection for you. They may be coming in for you at this time. Otherwise, it can also be specific family members. So this can be siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, general relatives, but it can also be neighbors, and it can also bring in your neighborhood. So something is coming up in this house, but communication is really, 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 really important. You're going to have to be very versatile and very quick thinking with this card in this house. You're going to have to use your words wisely, all right? Documents and contracts are important. Go over them very carefully, but it's requiring quick thinking on your feet, and so on. You may be in two minds about something, and a decision is required, or you are feeling very indecisive about something. Just pay attention and be mindful about what you're saying and what you're doing and what you're giving out, so what you're projecting, all right? Finish anything you start in this house, or anything that's coming up for you. Finish it. Because with a Gemini influence, you can easily get distracted and fall off the path. Explanation may be required at this time. So you may be explaining yourself in some way. You may have to talk your way into something or talk your way out of something. You could be hearing gossip as well, or you could be the subject of, people may be talking about you at this time. You could also be receiving news of some kind with this card, because it's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the messenger, all right? So, or you could be releasing or interacting, or it's an exchange of ideas. There's ideas and communication going on with this. You could be going on short trips. This is local journeys, but this mustn't be journeys that are not going to stimulate you. They must be interesting and inspire your curiosity. You're going to be multitasking with this card and in this house. Technology, electronics is going to be enhanced in some way. So, or there's something to do with that coming up in this house. So whether it's an upgrade or a change, or you're mastering something, or you're learning something new, technologies and electronics is going to be indicated. Also learning. This is the house of learning, and this is the card of learning. So you may be learning new things to do with the technology, or just in some other way, shape or form. But communication, top of the pops here. Then in the fourth house, we have Virgo, I analyze. Your fourth house is your house of literally your home and your family. So it can be your physical structure where you're living now, or it could be where you are currently residing, but it's also the relationship with others in your home, and the atmosphere in your home, where you're living. And it can also be your relationship with your family. So this is your roots, your foundation, your ancestry, your ethnic identity. Anything like that, it's your relationship with that. So with Virgo, I analyze coming in for you, especially when it comes into your home house, this is about decluttering. So decluttering emotionally, but also physically. So you may be in a home situation which is really getting claustrophobic now, with just too much going on, too many things, unused things, broken things, things you don't need anymore. You need to declutter, streamline, and this could very well apply on an emotional level, and these two are intricately connected as well. So you need to create order and peace out of chaos. If there is chaos going on, you need to create order and peace, and Virgo is going to do that for you. All right, very good at that. Virgo is a very analytical energy. It's a weighing up what is working for you, what is not working for you, releasing what is not working for you. You need to get organized. You need to put routines in place. Be systematic about what is going on in this house. If it's about interactions with other people, whether it's your relationship with your family or other people in your home, this is about being helpful and constructive when interacting with them. So helpful and constructive suggestions, actions, and advice. All right. Avoid criticism, nitpicking, and excessive worry, which can come in with this card. Your health, your diet, your lifestyle, and your pets are all going to be affected by your energy. So make sure your energy is pristine, that you are organized, that you have decluttered, that you've cleaned up the energy in your home and cleaned up your own particular energy as well. Because everything around you in this house is going to be affected by what you're giving out, okay? You may also need to spend time in nature right now to give you balance and to bring balance and harmony into you. Then in the fifth house, we have Taurus, I have. So the fifth house is your house of children. So they may be your children, or the conception of children, anything to do with children. It can also be other people's children that you're interacting with now. It's also the house of creativity and artistic flair and expression. You don't have to be artistic to be creative, but we use our creativity all the time in every moment of our day. So it's all about that, your expression, your originality, your individuality, and your expression of that. It's also the house of love affairs and everything that goes down in that love affair. It's also the house of recreational and fun activities of all kinds. So this can be sports, or a knitting club, or a book club, or any kind of activity or recreational activity which is very helpful and enjoyable for you. It's about having fun. There is a certain amount of risk-taking going on in this house as well. It is a speculative energy that comes with things, activities like gambling, and also following the stock market or the stock exchange. So now with Taurus, this is an accumulation card. This is a growing card. So growth of possibilities is very strong with this card. You need to strive for stability and in this house. So bring stability in for yourself, or strive to bring that into this house. It's about routine. It's about practical energy, getting organized, Your home comforts, luxuries, and sensual activities are going to be important under Taurus, all right? Taurus loves all of that, loves home comforts, luxuries, and sensual activities. So this could be to do with a love affair, or it could just be wonderful activities to do with colorful and beautiful fabrics or artistic endeavors. Your arts come in very strongly with this, or it could be making beautiful things. Any kind of sensual activity where your senses are stimulated, okay? It's also about time in nature. So gardening as an activity is highly indicated with this card. Also living close to nature or being close to nature, growing your own food, so hands in the soil, things like that. It could also be activities where you are spending time in nature, whether it's mountain biking or whatever you like to do. This card is also about patience, so you're going to be needing patience to get things done, or it could be your children that are requiring this kind of support or stability, and you're busy with them at this time, and all of these factors are coming in for you. Money matters are going to come in with this card, and it's normally the accumulation of money. So this is putting money aside for a rainy day, or for your children's education, or for an outing, or some kind of activity that you want to do. Materialism also comes in with this card. So don't let materialism overtake your sensibilities, all right? There's a fine line between that. You love your home comforts and your sensual delights and so on, but being overly materialistic can also bog you down. It can weigh you down. Also just be aware of stubborn tendencies coming up in you or in somebody else in this house. So this is stubborn tendencies and tendencies to think in very outdated or fixed ways, which prevent you from moving forward and trying new things, okay? Then in the 6th house, we have Sagittarius IC. So this is the house of workplace, work colleagues, and your work routines. It's also mastery of your craft, whatever it is that you do. It's the house of health and diet and the house of pets. So your lifestyle in general. So now with Sagittarius IC, this is a very expansive card to be coming in. This card is, you may receive a lucky break in this house in some way, but it's also about feeling adventurous, feeling expansive, or expansion is going to come to you in some way. Education, so this is higher education, so this is university level or adult education may be important for you, so learning is going to be important for you in this house. So you may need to learn something in order to further yourself in your work or in your craft, whatever it is that you do. It's also, this card is kind of a visionary card, so you may be searching for meaning in some way in what you're doing, your daily routines, in your life in general. You may be searching for meaning at this time. It's also the honesty card, so being honest with yourself and others as well. It's got a creative energy attached to it. It's got a very social energy, outdoorsy energy, working with big animals. This may be horses or dogs or something like that. But one of the primary aspects of this card is change of routine or freedom from routine. So you've been asked to bring routine into your other houses here. But particularly in the work house or in your lifestyle and your diet, there may be freedom from routine, which is required to bring fresh energy in. So you need to either change the work you are doing, because if you're doing it robotically or it's monotonous, that's not going to bring the fresh energy you need in to move you forward. So something there needs to be shifted and reformulated to give you more freedom, more time for yourself, or perhaps it's a change of direction. And normally with a Sagittarius career, they like work that is not normal. It's kind of different. They're quirky, can be very different, and they work and they're not working routine hours. Okay, so think about that, how you can bring that in. There may be risk taking coming in with this card as well, so taking a risk or doing a risky activity of some kind, or it could be stock exchange or stock market, something like that. You may be needing to move in a direction, push your skills in a different direction to free you up in some way. So it could also be that you may be redirecting some of your work time into a field like travel or religion or philosophy, or it's just an interest of yours, okay? With the card, Sagittarius card, you can sometimes go overboard with things. So it's a very enthusiastic, very expansive energy, but you can also go overboard. So it can be things like overspending, overeating, overindulging, or just being opinionated or boastful about things. Or you may be coming into contact with somebody who is like that in your work environment, okay? From a health and diet and lifestyle point of view, as I said, overindulgence can come in, kidneys take strain, but it can also be that you have a clumsy energy around you at the moment. So just be aware of that with little bumps and accidents that may be happening. Then in the 7th house, we have Saturn return age. So 7th house is your house of your relationships. This is your close personal one-on-one relationships. So this is a committed love relationship or a marriage, something like that. Or it could be a work partner or a business partnership of some kind, or any other kind of relationship which is close and one-on-one. So now Saturn return age, this is pretty much a reality check card, but it's a double whammy because it's a return. So this indicates this is something coming back to you. This is you looking back and wondering if you've run out of time to do certain things. So it's an age and a wisdom card. Normally Saturn return does a revolution of your chart with every 29 years. So depending on where you are in your life, but it doesn't matter where you are, it's the application of the energy. So it's a reality check in this house. What has stood the test of time? What has really worked for you? Okay, so you may be looking back, there's hindsight, and from that you gain wisdom and understanding. So even if it was just a year ago, how have things changed for you now? And at this time of the year, this is a very, very important time to be doing this, all right? But in your relationships, your close personal relationships, it's very, very important. So it's about applying your wisdom and understanding that you didn't have when you were younger, or a year ago, or 2 years ago. It's applying the wisdom and the understanding that you have gained now and applying it to your current situation. It's also, this may apply for some of you, it's also about taking responsibility for your own goals. So if you've had a family, or you've been in a relationship which has kind of outlived its purpose, or it's become outdated, or it needs review, it's about that. It's about taking your own, responsibility for your own goals now, what it is you want to do and what you need to do, okay? So it's a kind of a correction. There's a correction that is required here. Also a release and direct. So once you identify what it is that needs correction, then you can release and redirect your energy. You need to build on what you want to do now. All right. So you can look back at the past, but you must not live there. You need to move forward now. So this is also about being your authentic self in your relationship, showing your true colors, being your authentic self. Self-mastery comes in with this. So as I said, once you've identified what needs correction, there is clarity and freedom in that, because now you can see what you should have done. Once you can see what you should have done, then you can release and direct and move forward to where you need to be. So this could be in your relationship, the nuts and bolts of your relationship, or it could be to do with your business partnership, something like that. Something needs to be released and redirected. So you could be bringing in a really fresh energy into an existing partnership or relationship, or it could be shifting in some other way for you. But it's a realistic look and seeing what has stood the test of time and what is actually working for you, and then making the correction. Then in the 8th house, which does follow on from this, the 8th house is all about the merging of in a committed partnership. So this follows on from the marriage house or the partnership house. It's the nuts and bolts of how you're going to merge at this time. If you are merging, all right, it's one of the aspects of this house. So if it is a partnership that is going to the next level, or a relationship going to the next level, this is the deeper commitment between you. This is all about sexuality. This is also about merging of your material and your emotional resources. So if you've got new love coming in for you, which was indicated, so it's either new love or it's the renewal of an existing love or an old love coming back, okay, something like that. So this card could be, this house could be reflecting that. And so you're working on the nuts and bolts of the merging of the emotional and material resources between you and this other significant person. As I said, it's a business partnership, then it's all about that. It's sorting that out. This house is also the house of sexuality, whether you're in a relationship or not. This is also the house of endings and beginnings. It's also the house of death. So this is normally a symbolic death. It can occasionally be death, but it can also, but it's normally a symbolic death. So this could be an ego death of some kind, a loss of some kind, and to be replaced with something which is more higher consciousness. It's also about regeneration and renewal. So something comes out of the ashes of something that died and is reborn. Okay. So now with Saturn truth coming in, anything that has been built on a wobbly or flawed foundation will fall away. It will crumble under the light of Saturn. It just will crash, okay, collapse. So you're going to be facing truths of some kind. It came up again already in your relationship house. So this could be related to that. But the 8th house is also to do with finance. So this is big finance. So this is investments, insurances, taxes, assets, banking, accounting, and legacies and inheritances as well. So it does have that financial element. So now facing truths in this house, what is working for you? Only solid structures and foundations will last with Saturn. So if something has collapsed, you're going to be rebuilding. Or it could be that you are really having to apply yourself now to bring about the solid foundation that you want, or you're constantly building and you're building slowly and surely up on something. So it's systems, it's responsibility, it's karmic turns of the wheel as well with this. It's the Lord of Karma. So authorities also come in. So this is normally an authority figure, but it could be also an authoritative institution. So this could be very much linked to banking or taxes or the law or the military, something like that. So those factors may come in for you. Money may be indicated, and the protection of those as well. Rules, fairness, all come in with this. Cannot break the rules with Saturn. Okay, you may be feeling very restricted at this time, but anything with this card, this is the wonderful benefit of Saturn. Whatever you do, however hard you work in this house, put your shoulder to the wheel, apply yourself, do all you can in your power to build these solid structures in your life, because whatever you achieve now will be long lasting. All right, and you will get achievement from work that you put in now to create these solid foundations for life, and also in your any kind of partnership that you may be in at this time. Then in the 9th house we have Chiron healing. So the 9th house is the house of all things international. So that it can be foreign things as well, foreign businesses, import, export, anything like that. But it can also be interacting with foreign people in some way, whether that's online or around you currently. It could be a business situation, or you could be involved in a profession or publishing which is reaching the world. So this is the world meeting you, or you meeting the world in some way. The 9th house is also very much about adventure and exploration, whether this is in the mind or whether you're doing it physically. International travel comes in. This is not local journeys, this is international aspect. If you're going to travel, it will be long distance. It's also the house of further exploration of the mind. So this can be further education, like this is university level or adult education. It's also philosophy, religion, and belief systems, and the understandings of all that, or as part of a career or a study. You also, it's basically the search for meaning and purpose comes in with this house, and intuition is very strong, seeking truth and intuitive processes. It's also about certain professions like teaching, and also publishing comes in with this. Promotional work or public relations. The law is governed by the 9th house and the higher courts. So this may be a form of study for you, or you're involved in there somehow. Maybe it's a profession for you, or maybe you are involved in a legal matter. This house also rules the relationship to in-laws. But it's seeking truth in all ways. It comes in here. So now with Chiron healing, this is a card about repeating patterns in your life. So this is a repeating pain or a wound or a situation which was difficult at the time that it occurred. Okay, but it could also be a repeating thing that keeps coming up in different circumstances, different people, but it's a repeating thing that keeps reoccurring. So something, or it could be something that comes up for review, something that occurred and it's now coming up again for review. So it's some sort of dysfunction or situation that went down. Okay, the only way to deal with this is to actually, you can't bury those things, those circumstances, or that situation, or that wound. It's just going to fester and then come back up again. So you have to bring it into the light. You have to acknowledge that it's had a purpose in your life, that there was a reason why it was in your life. You have to see what purpose it had. What is the realization around that? As painful as it may be, what was the purpose of this occurrence in your life, or this particular relationship or situation that went down? What was the purpose of it? Have a good objective look at everything, see the purpose, acknowledge it, accept it into your life. Yes, I accept you, I accept this experience in my life, however it went down. Bring it into the light and then release it, and then it should not reoccur. All right, but it's something that needs to be, you need to give it attention. All right, and it's the acceptance of it which is key. All right, so you have the potential to overcome or resolve something that is going down in this house. You may have to travel internationally or long distance to sort something out. Okay, so going back to some situation. This card it can also be to do with publishing or promotion of some kind, and it's in this house as well. So you could be involved in that in some way. Perhaps you are explaining to others some form of self-healing that you went through. This process of breaking old habits or breaking patterns of pain. You may be expressing that to others in a publishing format. It's also about self-healing in some way, whether this is medicinal, but it's also about natural therapies, natural remedies. All things natural come in. And this can be therapies as in the form of chiropractic, homeopathy, naturopathy. You may be studying that. You may be studying that in this house. Perhaps you're going to university to study further. Or you are learning about these things in some form, an adult education course. But it's all about that, very much ruled by this house. All natural therapies and remedies, and also medicinal. But there's teaching and learning involved in this with this card. Then in the 10th house we have Mercury retrograde reinvention. 10th house is the house of career, fame, reputation, and your public status. Okay, so it's also the house of authority figures, whether this is somebody in your home life, it could be a parent, it can also be somebody you look up to in your career, or just somebody that you admire in general, a famous person. So Mercury retrograde reinvention is a pause period. Okay, this may occur during the course of the month. So just be aware of the energies. If you notice something going awry, perhaps a communication that you make or an email that you send and it doesn't get sent, or something happens, be aware that you're in a Mercury retrograde phase. It normally lasts, in real time, it lasts about 3 weeks, and it happens 3 times a year. But in this spread, it's possibly about a week or so until the energies shift again. But you're going to be going through a period of this, all right? So what it is asking you to do is to just stay as you are for now. So go over any plans you have right now for change or for launching something or any new action that you're going to be taking. Just hold for the moment, okay? Review, rewrite, redo, rework. Anything with a re in front of it, reinvent. Because it's not the most optimal time to be launching this action or making this big purchase or doing this, whatever this action is. Because there's a very unpredictable energy. When Mercury goes retrograde, all kinds of things can occur, but it's normally a delay energy, it's a cancellation energy, it's a frustration energy. Things just go wrong, all right? So you don't want to launch something at this time only to find it's riddled with errors or it's got mistakes in it that nobody noticed, okay? Miscommunications happen, emails get lost, your systems crash. So back up your technology, back up all your tech, your phone, your laptop, your tablet, whatever you're using currently. Back everything up because you have the potential to lose at this time. It's also, if none of that is applying to you, this is a back to the drawing board situation. So this is about you going back over your plans or over whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Have a good, long, hard look at it again, because you're going to be able to refine it and come up with a much better plan. All right? So back to the drawing board. As I said, this can also bring in cancellations, delays, frustrations, that sort of thing. It can also, just triple check all your communications. Communication is highly important, and it was indicated also in this house, your third house, which is the house of communication. Be very careful what you say and what you do. Triple check everything. This card can also bring people in from the past. People that you've known before could be coming back in out of the blue into your life again. Then in the 11th house, we have Pisces, I believe. So the 11th house is your house of your friendships. It's also the house of your hopes, your dreams, your hobbies and your interests. It's also the house of any sort of any group activities. It's also the house of your contacts and your networks. So any group activities can be like you're a member of a society or an association or a club or some sort of greater online community. Any kind of group endeavor. It can also cover global consciousness, social reforms, and any kinds of trends, social trends that you may be tracking or you're sort of involved with at this time. It could be a profession for you. So it's very much a wider audience kind of a thing, but it is also your friendships coming in. So with this Pisces, I believe it is about belief. So you may be requiring faith and belief at this time in this house, in whichever one of those areas is coming up for you. So belief in yourself and in your hobbies and interests, something perhaps you want to do, or it could just be some other faith and belief that you're requiring to have at this time. Just be careful. There's a couple of aspects that can come in with this. It could also be that you are, I'm thinking in particular to do with friendships or to do with contacts and networks or your group activities at this time. Be careful of illusions. So things are not clear. Confusion or deception going on, because that can happen under a Pisces influence. Strive for clarity at all times in this house. Be very clear about what you're saying, what you're doing, and so on. You could also have somebody around you who is draining your energy, or you could be involved in the wrong crowd in some way. So heading in the wrong direction with something that you're busy with, a collection of people or a crowd or a group. You may need to be strengthening your boundaries at this time. In fact, it's highly recommended that you do. Boundaries must be strong at this time. Because people may you're feeling quite compassionate and understanding. You're going to be having under this energy, that is the energy it brings in. Compassion, understanding, and you may be having people take advantage of you during that time. So just make sure your boundaries are clear. You could also be experiencing victim consciousness at this time, or there are other people around you who are exhibiting that, or it could be a friend. This card can also bring in imagination and creativity. It's going to be enhanced at this time. So if you're using this as part of your global consciousness, or you're perhaps working with social reform, or you are interested in trends and social trends and so on, you're going to be able to tap in to a much higher consciousness now at this time with this. So it's tapping in. There's imagination, there's creativity, there's compassion, there's understanding. You're going to be very sensitive to trends at this time and higher consciousness. So that may all come in for you and assist you at this time, but just be aware of the other aspects of it as well. Then in the 12th house, we have Libra I Balance. So as I said to you, this is a partnership card. This is a love and romance card, but it's also about balance. It depends where you are in your life. You may very well have a partnership coming in at this time. As this can be a love partnership, a very deep, special connection, a real partner, somebody who's going to really get you and understand you, and you're going to be they're going to support you and you're going to support them. It's a very mutual, this is a partnership card, but it can also be a business partnership. Or it could be that you are requiring to be your own partner, to marry the inner sides or inner parts of yourself, your male and your female, your masculine and your feminine. It's also about self-love, okay, because this Libra is ruled by Venus, okay, but there is love and romance there. It could be that you need to bring a romantic energy into your life at this time, If it's not coming in with a person, then you project it as much as you can. But normally this card is indicating that you need to link up with another at this time. It's going to be mutually beneficial. But having said that, it's about balancing your needs and their needs. You can't put aside your needs or stuff them down and give them priority. It's about the process of making your needs known and then coming to some sort of resolution. But there is mutual support available for you, and there's nurturing as well with this. So whether you're nurturing a relationship or you're nurturing your own self-love, because 12th house is very much the house of the self. This is the inner self, the unconscious, okay? So this is all your unconscious drives and motivations. It's also the house of this is the house you go to when you need to retreat or withdraw or reflect, deep reflection. It's also the house of your spirituality, your meditation, your mysticism, and your healing, how you get healing or where you go for healing. It's also the house of escapism of all kinds, whether this is a lovely trip or just you going on an inner journey, but it can also lead to addictions of all kinds, so too much of that. It's also the house of resolutions and endings. It's the house of meeting twin flames, and this could very well, as I said, come in because it's a relationship, a partnership card. It's also the house of karmic lessons, okay? And it's the house also where you meet, where you have experiences in institutions of all kinds. So whether this is a university or a library or a government institution or a hospital or a prison, any kind of institution, your experiences there while you are in that place. So with this card coming in, as I said, I've outlined it's partnership, love, romance, mutual support, merging, love of self if you're not in a partnership, so love of self and the nurturing of that. It's also lavishing yourself a little bit with luxuries and beauty. So you may need a makeover, internal and external. It's about the appreciation of the arts in all forms. So this is fashion, beauty, artistic endeavors, galleries, museums, anywhere where art is displayed and you're appreciating it, concerts, anything to do with art, beauty, cosmetics, even that whole highly stimulating environment can come in with this card. So you may be involved in that, or you're doing that in some way, or you're just enjoying it. With this card, it could be also that you are sitting on the fence about something. So this is an internal, something internal that needs to be made, a decision needs to be made. So this is lurking in your unconscious and you need to bring it out and make a decision at this time. You could also be involved in some sort of legal thing going on. This really is, going deep within and pulling out all your negotiation and your mediation skills. You're going to have to follow the rules. It's all about fairness and so on. So you may just be dealing with that at this time, because this is very much, as I said, it's about balance, negotiation, mediation, and bringing those skills into any kind of interaction that you are having at this time, whether it's with a partner or in some kind of legal issue. Bringing balance, bringing beauty, bringing charm, bringing grace and refinement into whatever it is you're doing. Doing a bit of lavishing, but also it could be to do with a partner, as I said. There you go. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. Have a wonderful month. Take care, and I will see you next time.